An object that is at rest will stay at rest. So that's part of Newton's first law of motion, talking about inertia. So what it's saying is basically an object that is sitting still will continue to sit still until something, a force that comes from outside of it and knocks it over to get it moving, or something from the inside drives it to get moving, to get it going. Otherwise, it's going to stay at rest. And it's a lot easier for an object that's already moving to continue moving, or to change course, or to change speeds. It's a lot harder for an object that is resting, or let's say a person that's at rest, to get moving, to continue moving, if they've been at rest for a long time. Does that make sense? Think about it. Think about, being a person that maybe for a while used to have a gym routine and a eating healthy routine and had a lot of energy and a lot of focus, and somewhere along the way you kind of lost track and you got distracted and you fell off on the eating, you fell off on the exercise, and now you're suddenly been kind of sitting on the couch for a while, watching TV, binging shows, doom scrolling on Instagram, or whatever else that's distracting you. But the point is, you've been at rest, not moving. Say, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I'll get to the gym, I'll do that tomorrow, I'll do this tomorrow. But if we haven't been moving for a while, it's just a lot harder to actually get moving. Unless something outside of us, someone forces us. Now that's probably not gonna happen, but maybe our employer is now requiring us to have a physical every year, and we have to get ourselves back on track. Or there could be 1,000 other outside reasons, but what about an internal reason? What about a personal reason? What about a health reason? What about we get diagnosed with high blood pressure, or cardiovascular heart disease, or we get diagnosed with diabetes or high blood pressure, or any number of other ailments that are related to diet and not moving, being inert, being a resting object. So I guess what I'm saying is we have to start somewhere. We have to just take some action. If we've been sitting still for a long time, chances are we're not going to be able to run 5 miles by the end of the week. We have to start small. So maybe sitting still turns into walking around the block once and doing that a couple times a week, but only starting there, not changing anything else. Just add that for today. Do that today, and then make a goal and a commitment to yourself that you're going to do that once a day or a couple times a week for the next 7 days. And you commit to just that change. You start moving. Start getting that motion going. Believe it or not, you'll see that you'll start to notice some different things about yourself. You'll start to become more aware of yourself. You'll start to think about other things you could start rearranging or changing or taking action with, or stopping other actions. Maybe there's some actions, some things that you're doing that maybe aren't serving your greatest need or your goals at this time. But definitely keeping your long-term goals in focus, it's best to kind of break it down into the smallest measurement. So, like I said, walking around the block. Maybe if that's too much for you right now, walking to the mailbox, or just walking up and down the steps a couple times in the house. That's more active than maybe you've been in 6 months or 6 years. That's a huge, huge accomplishment. You can build on it. The only way to do it is to start somewhere and then repeat. Consistency and repetition is the mother of learning. That's it. Consistent, doing the same thing multiple times over and over again. One of my favorite martial artists of all time, Bruce Lee, he said that he was more afraid of the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times than he was afraid of the man who practiced 10,000 kicks once. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about perfection, building it into your muscle memory, so to speak, building it into your automatic response system. Impulse comes, we just start building upon this, and then look at different areas of our life where we want to add and subtract and take action or stop action and readjust. It's really important to really focus on breaking it down without making it so overwhelming. I think sometimes if you think about January 1st, every year, how many gym memberships start and people order all the workout clothes, and I'm guilty. I've done it multiple January 2nds or so, where I've ordered all the stuff, got all the gear, got the bag, got the water bottle, the shaker bottle, everything. The headband, make sure that the bag was set and everything was ready to go. And I went and I did it for once. Then I went maybe another time that week, and then maybe I went once more, and I did it a couple times, got a little bit of action, got a little bit going, but I didn't make a consistency of behavior. I didn't build it into that muscle memory, and I fell off. It became too much. I did too much. I did too much of the outside stuff by, identifying myself as the healthy person because I bought all the stuff. I bought the uniform. I just didn't really show up on the inside. I didn't really make that real to me. So I don't know, I just got to thinking about it. I was talking to somebody on the phone a little bit ago, and he was talking about how he's just bored all the time. And he does have a lot of time on his hands during the day, and I said, well, that's the tough thing, you've been kind of sitting on the couch for a long time. Your normal thing is sit on the couch, watch TV, take a nap. Sit on the couch, watch TV, take a nap, maybe take the dog for a quick walk, maybe take a snack, maybe eat some lunch, but go back to TV, take a snack, take a nap. It's the same thing over and over again. You got to change something small. And we talked about that, and it got me thinking about the laws of the laws of physics and the laws of motion. And the first law about inertia. So thinking back to it, going back to it now. An object at rest will stay at rest. An object in motion, an object that's moving will continue moving unless some other force is acted upon it to maybe change its direction or to slow it down completely. Maybe a brick wall gets in the way or something larger than the object gets in the way. So what's the internal drive for you? What's driving you to do something? What are you sick and tired of? What do you want to change? Let's start there. Let's talk about what we want to change, what we want to do different, and then maybe we can start mapping it out together. I'd love to hear from you.